As a kid, I always gravitated towards activities that allowed me to express myself creatively. In Mastery, Green suggests to look for traces of your preverbal inclinations in a desire to repeat an activity that you never tired of in your earliest years. And for me, that was drawing, painting, and molding things with my hands. To this day, when inspiration strikes, I can spend endless amounts of time carrying out my creative visions, with a desire to work nonstop until the final product is how I imagined it to be. I've always been indecisive about what I was meant to do with my life. Although I was creatively talented, I wasn't sure how or if I even could realistically apply it beyond a hobby and as a career. In college, I changed my major 5 times until I ended up in marketing. After graduating, even though I wanted to start a marketing career, I only seemed to qualify for sales jobs and wound up feeling stuck for about 3.5 years before I eventually got laid off as a result of my company getting acquired. I think this turned out to be a blessing in disguise, though, because it pushed me to begin Green's fifth strategy, which is to find your way back. Green points out you will be assailed by varieties of hidden pain when you deviate from your destined path. When I was in sales, I felt very unfulfilled, bored, and discouraged because I wasn't playing to my strengths. I wasn't doing the creative work that I was called to do. Even though I wasn't happy in my role, I felt too emotionally exhausted to spend my time outside of work to apply for jobs. And I know that I would have had a hard time pulling the trigger to leave this company where I felt so comfortable and had a lot of people I didn't want to let down and leave behind. Even though I tried to get into roles that were more in line with my interests while at the company, nothing seemed to pan out, and I felt like I had no choice but to accept whatever roles were thrown my way. I knew that sales wasn't my passion, yet here I was stuck on this false path. After my layoff, I began to follow Green's third strategy, avoid the false path, in deciding that I wouldn't settle for another job in sales. I'd already gone down that path too many times before, with hopes that I could work my way up, but now it was time for me to take control of my future. I did as Green says, which is to actively rebel against those forces that have pushed you away from your true path. Green's fourth strategy is to let go of the past, and after having change forced upon me when I was laid off, I could have thrown myself a pity party. But according to Green, often such creative readjustments lead to a superior path for us. We are shaken out of our complacency and forced to reassess where we are headed. And that's ultimately what led me to pursue graduate school for media design. I started studying digital marketing day in and day out. I joined an online marketing community and volunteered to work on projects to apply what I was learning with real world experience. I became fascinated with the part that graphic design plays in marketing and realized that I could mix these two specialties, digital marketing and graphic design, together to occupy the perfect niche, Green's second strategy. Such a niche would satisfy my primal inclination, my passion for creativity, while making use of the marketing knowledge that I had gained. Being able to go back to my roots and act on my creativity was how I could finally apply Green's first strategy, return to your origins. My dream career path would be one where I can create beautiful aesthetics to be strategically used for online advertising and marketing purposes. I'm particularly interested in creating social media ads and banners, visual identities for brands, and web page designs. Eventually, I'd love to use all these skills to market a business of my own in which I can sell custom artistic pieces. Two of my goals over the next few weeks are to, one, get back into my rhythm of being a student again and be proactive in completing my assignments early each week, and two, to manage my time effectively so that I can read all the non-required suggested textbooks in addition to our core textbook Mastery to get the most out of my mastery journey.